it sounds like I am in a horrible mood, that is because I am. Hello. It's nearly 9:30 in the evening and I just had the biggest argument with the tripod, and at one point I sat down on the ground and silent screamed. So this is a great start to the video. Hi, I'm Lo, welcome to my YouTube channel and welcome to a sketchbook tour. Usually I give sketchbook tours whenever I've finished my latest sketchbook. However, this sketchbook is my second ever finished sketchbook. You might ask, hey Lo, where's your first ever finished sketchbook? That sketchbook has so much water damage on it, there's not much left in that book to show, really. This is what's, I think that might be cat fur. That looks like cat fur from one of my cats that passed away last year. Great. This is a 𝐬𝐭𝐨𝐫𝐞 1917 sketchbook. Now, you might have heard me talk about my love for 𝐬𝐭𝐨𝐫𝐞 sketchbooks before. However, this is different because this has 180 GSM paper and it's not made anymore. And I'm furious. It is a bright green. I remember getting it thinking I was going to be so quirky and different, and then realizing that oh no, I have to just stick with this. So as you can tell, sketchbook number 2. On the front here, this is a Nightmares sticker. This is a 𝐬𝐭𝐨𝐫𝐞 BTS sticker, and these are 2 just random stickers that I got in sticker packs. Now, if we open up, first of all, covered all of my contact information because just full name, address, phone number, and email. Asking for trouble. Started the 2nd of May 2018, finished the 18th of August 2019. This was a long one. This is also, yet again, just a BTS sticker. This was at a time where I was really into BTS, and you're going to see so much fan art in this sketchbook. I know that when I open this book, I'm going to say some things that you guys might see as mean towards Lo from half a decade ago. However, I get to say that because it's my sketchbook. Also, I know how far I've come. So I know that there are several sketches in this book that I was really proud of when I did them back in 2019. That now I know that if I wanted to redraw it, it would be exponentially better. So I don't want to hear anyone try to defend teenage Lo, okay? She doesn't deserve it. Opening up, first page, K-pop fan art. This was basically right after I got my hands on alcohol markers. It started in my first ever sketchbook, and then I ventured out and got some more. But as you can tell, absolutely no shading. Just one wash and then done. And you can also tell if you look, I would highlight eyes with little hearts. Do I think it's a cute artistic choice? Sure. I don't know if I would do it now, but you know. Also, this was at the time where I was just I cannot deal with the bleed through, so I would just leave the bleed through and just not do anything on those pages, which is it's insane that it took me over a year to finish this sketchbook when I didn't even fill both pages. I was also at this time a huge fan of doing just fashion illustrations. Once again, just line art and one solid color. Here we have the heart highlight in the hair, and I also would do little hearts on the knees. For some reason, you know what? I don't mind the pattern in the background. This is actually really cute. Might have to do something like this again. This is actually something that I stand by. I still really like this. I think this is from the Singularity music video. Now, it is from 2018, and I probably haven't watched the music video since 2018, so, you know, can you really blame me? However, I really like this, and this is also one of the things that I did was I found something that I like and I stuck with it. We are seeing, once again, line art and just flat colors. You know what? I really like this. I like the colors and I like the layout. Good job. And then we have the heart highlight. I'm gonna put a little counter in the corner up here. And then editing Lo would just have to regret that later when she's doing the actual editing. Oh, I'm actually really impressed with myself. Do you see this? I was even doing different light sources. Okay, more fashion illustration. You know what? Before I was opening this sketchbook, I was like, this is gonna be a nightmare. This is gonna be so bad. This is cute. I don't hate this. I don't hate this at all. Maybe I need to go back to this. We have the heart at the hoodie. And then the clouds. Oh, actually, yeah, this is one of the pages that I remember that I absolutely fucking hate. I think I was sitting at a Starbucks waiting for a friend. I know there's a fucking heart here somewhere. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, there we go. It's on the lemonade. At least it took us a couple of pages. Like, this is not great. And then we have some decent ones. And then we're right back to this. Whoa. This is also one of the pages that I remember doing at some point and being like, oh no, I need to burn this. But I think I was hoping it was in a previous sketchbook. I'm just gonna zoom in on the faces. God. I mean, I know that I must have done some sketching, but like, at what cost? Like, look at the disproportionate sizes of this guy. Like, if this was like actual, he would not be able to keep his head up because it would be so heavy. Oh, this is horrible. You know what? Real knock to my confidence. Like, 3 good pages in a row. I was thinking I was hot shit, and then I got brought right back down to earth. If you have any relationship with artists online, you can very clearly see what artist I found at this exact moment in time. I loved Leigh Ellexson, still love Leigh Ellexson, but this was a very distinctive style that she had at the time. She mostly, and she still mostly paints animals. I'm not an animal painter, really. I'm more of a portrait artist. Kind of limit her color palette. I like the fact that she did line up with paint and ink, knowing that this is like a copied style. Obviously, this is not authentically me, but it is a part of the process. So we're going to see more of this because obviously I saw something I liked and I was like, okay, I'm gonna try that out, figure out what I like. Cute. Also, there's a heart highlight here. Is this good? No. I mean, if you do this, then it's fine. But the moment you have the face involved, yeah. I was a huge fan of drawing clothes because I really like drawing the wrinkles and the folds in clothing. And there's a heart highlight. Oh, okay, so this is one that I really, really loved when I did it. And I still like it. I think if I was to do it again, I could obviously improve it, but I really liked this. It's a song. I think it's called Whale 82, and the song is about the story of a whale that sings at a different frequency than other whales, so it's just singing alone in the ocean, swimming all alone, and that's really sad. But I put the whale. Maybe the title of the song is actually Whalian, and you can see that I was trying to figure out what song lyrics I wanted here. You know what? If I was to do this again, I would have picked the first one. Until this song that has no answer reaches tomorrow. I think that's better. And then we're back to my regularly scheduled fashion illustrations. Still with the little brick pattern. I don't like this as much as the previous ones, but like, it's fine. There's no heart highlight here though. Wait, no, never mind, it's in the hair. Okay, yep, another disgusting, ugly spread. I did this while I was at the beach with some friends, and it's bad. It's ugly. I don't want to look at it anymore than I have to. Oh, okay. I used to be a huge fan of the podcast called My Favorite Murder. I don't listen to it anymore. They did have some really funny quotes, like, "You're in a cult, call your dad and lock your fucking doors." So this was that. Okay, so this is also, I like this. This is Jisoo from Blackpink. I don't know how I feel necessarily about the color palette. I'm liking the blue line art, so. And there's a heart here, so added to the counter. Okay, so a little bit different. This time I did the same style, but with markers this time. This is also when I got myself my first fountain pen, and some ink samples, so I did the line art with ink. I think it's interesting, the choice to shade like very harshly. Cheek, nose, mouth, ear. The places where you would, you know, blush and stuff like that, I was just like blobbing it on. I was like, here, damn. Oh, I remember these taking me ages. So this is right after the Doo-Doo-Doo-Doo music video came out. And these illustrations took me for fucking ever. I also had a very limited palette of markers. So other than the fact that I was obviously not shading anything, other than you can like kind of see a slight shade under the chins, everyone's the same color. The hair's the same color, even though, you know, if I was to do it more accurately, they would not be the same color. And then we flip over and we get the other two members. So you have Jisoo and Rose as well. Do they look like the people they are supposed to portray? Not under any circumstances. If I was to say one looks the most like who it's supposed to be, perhaps Jennie. Looking at these, I would not hire me as a sketch artist for the police. Oh, my little boy. I used to have a cat. His name was Johansson, and he was just like the love of my life. He was a really old man. He had little to no teeth left, which was why his tongue was hanging out all of the time. And despite him being like 700 years old, basically, he was still just so nice and playful. Like, he acted like a little kitten a lot of the time. He was a bit too smart for his own good. He learned that if he hit my bedroom window, it would hit against the windowsill. And he would do that in the middle of the night if he felt like I wasn't giving him enough attention. Okay, once I feel like maybe like 25% of the proceeds that I make on this video needs to just be donated to Leigh Ellexson. I stuck with the markers and I stuck with the fountain pen, apparently. Still, I also pulled out a jelly roll marker at this point to do little copper spots everywhere. Girl, this is so sad and empty. Like, if I was to just show you this spread, you'd be like, okay, where's the rest of it? It's a nice thought, you know, a fountain that has flowers instead of water. Cute, love it. There is nothing going on here. Okay, once again, I'm so sorry. This time I incorporated a moon for some reason. I also seem to decide to blend a little more here, so that's impressive. I am no longer a huge fan of like very line heavy drawings, especially portraits, but at this time I was heavily relying on line art to get my drawings across. Okay, this is getting ridiculous. Obviously, I was a huge fan of using white on darker colors to draw, so instead of doing darker on light, I would reverse it. Absolutely despise the color palette. But, you know, choices were made. I did decide to use the metallic marker. The glasses are missing one of the arms here though, so I remember this to a certain degree. I remember being on a boat. I think I was on a boat heading to Sweden, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna be cool and I'm gonna like sketch people as, you know, I'm sitting there and I'm gonna draw people that just are around me. I did 2 people and I was like, great. And then I put my sketchbook away for the day. Oh wow, this is a fucking blast from the past. We had like, I think we did 2 episodes, like that was it. But for student radio, me and some of my friends did a podcast, and I think it was called Outside In, University of Applied Sciences, Inland Norway. So the shortened version was just in. So we called it Outside In. I needed to make like a little, obviously it was never a thing, but you know, I gripped the chance to do, for some reason, character work. And then I also, because I was inspired by the Gorillaz album. I don't listen to the Gorillaz. It was fine. I had everyone post and I had to take a photo of them from the side, and yeah, learned that I had a very protruding face compared to all of my friends. What's the timeline like here? Because the thing is, we have like September. This was from the summer, so everything is not in order here, apparently. I think I did the sketches at some point and then I finished it later. This is from like also autumn time, November. Still with the whole line art thing, threw away the heavy reliance on Leigh Ellexson. Instead, I started doing slightly my own thing. Don't hold me accountable to that. I reckon it's probably going to be a couple of more pages. I think I drew this during lunch and someone in my class was talking about, oh, that looks really cool. And I was like, thank you. This is also something I started doing, and I don't remember who that was from. So it seems like something I started doing at this point. I remember this being like trendy to do like lines around cheeks, nose, and like knuckles, stuff like that. And of course, I am a trend hopper, and I just flung myself right onto that one. This one took ages. I also have a digital version of this. At this point, I had started branding myself as a lonely girl. Lonely girl has existed for so long, and I wanted to do like lonely girls. So my idea was to do women or girls alone in a street and then around the world. This seems like it's somewhere in Japan, and then it just I never did another one. I am quite impressed with myself. Like the fact that I decided to put the amount of detail to draw the pattern of wood on these posts. Hello, impressive. Who is she? So the street, like this entire, like the architecture and this entire thing is very cool. Like I'm very like thoroughly, honestly impressed with myself. I don't like the girl. She could look cool. She could look like she fit in, but she doesn't. Like it, the anatomy is wrong and it just looks awkward. But maybe, you know, never say never. Maybe I'll redo this. What now? Oh my God, 6 years later. Okay, so we have a dual view of fashion illustration, this one. I mean, what is there to say? Look at this. I remember, because I was just like, I could not be fucked to like worry too much about ankles and like don't look at it too much, all right? I always had a tendency to draw like calves this big and then ankles about this size. Like these people that I drew would not be able to stand up on their own. Oh, she's finally figured out that she owns a single pencil. This is much more like what I do now. It's just a portrait with a simple pencil. You can still see that I was very, you know, relying on, I wouldn't say relying, but I obviously really liked using lines. I wasn't shading. This is much more, I was doing hatching instead of the type of shading that I would do now instead. This is good. I like this. This is a good portrait. Good job. Okay, so we're back to my favorite murder. Stay sexy and don't get murdered. It made sense for the times, all right? And then we have even more. We have lock your fucking doors to do, get a job, buy your own shit and stay out of the forest, and fuck politeness. I mean, I don't mind the designs. Honestly, lock your fucking door. I also like the thing of like to do, and then the little birds holding a drapery. Jesus Christ. I mean, if we compare this to the ones I did back then, hold on. We'll find them. We'll find them. There we go. This is a year's difference. You're in a call your dad. This was what I did in 2018. 2019, she had a completely different skill set. The cookie jar as well. This is 2019. This is 2018. 1 year. 1 year can do a lot. I'm questioning why I decided to do this upside fucking down. I mean, I like the design of this. I think it's fun. You know, new board, who's this? Ouija, you know. Ooh, this one's brutal. Yeah, I mean, it's obviously supposed to be Frida Kahlo. It's not. Oh, am I? Det här orkar jag inte. Oh, okay, so this, I decided to do like a basically like a study. I looked at other artists and did studies and like copies of them. So this is mine. And then these are the other ones I did of, we have 𝐬𝐭𝐨𝐫𝐞, 𝐬𝐭𝐨𝐫𝐞, Dairy Free, Way Too Pastel. I don't remember. Obviously, we all know 𝐬𝐭𝐨𝐫𝐞, but I don't remember these people. However, these were their acts in 2019, so they might have changed. Oh, no, we're not talking about this. We're not talking about this either. This is, oh Jesus, 2 stinkers in a row. 3 stinkers in a row. Oh no. Oh my God. When will it end? We are having so many bad drawings and bad portraits in a row. Oh my fucking God. Hold on, is there anything good? No. That's like fine but not good. Fine but not good. That's bad, actually. That's also so bad. Eh. Okay, so upon further review, there's nothing good left in this sketchbook. So like, just brace yourselves. If any of your expectations are up here, there's just right down here, right at the edge of the frame. And then, oh, embarrassing. This was when I needed to do a new profile photo. This was also something, wait, hold on. When did I start doing this? Okay, so this was when I started doing this. For a while, I would draw basically like a little spit as like, you know, hair, but yeah, that's something I did for some reason. I don't remember, I think I did this one. I mean, I had 2 different versions. I had one that I had when I had like red hair, and then I redid it again when I went blonde, and then I changed out of, because I basically did the exact same illustration with different hair colors. And then I strayed away from that. Acrylic paint and some markers. The skin is marker, and then paint, not great, but after the shit show that we just went through over the past fucking 10 pages, breath of fresh air. I mean, I don't mind the color palette. This is probably very similar to a palette that I would pick up now. Maybe not the peach, but you know, the warm orange and greens, it's fine. This is an absolute disaster, like anatomically wise. Her eyes are so far up and they are a lot smaller than they should be, and also further apart than they should be. Yeah, no, it's not great, not my best. And while we're at the subject of terrible anatomy, this entire thing, what's going on here? Like the people from Who Will, I believe that that's, I've never interacted with any of that media, but what from I've learned from my like peripheral, they have the noses. This is what it looks like. Also, why are we shading like this? Use a different marker, at least as a heart highlight. I've completely forgotten to count them as I'm doing the tour, but rest assured, this one is correct. Then we have 5 little ghosts. This one's a little detective. This one's wearing a flower crown. This one's wearing a regular crown. This one's singing a little tune, and this one looks like it's wearing a little... I'm doing a motion around my head. You can't see it, just trust me. I decided to do like blush on them, but it just looks like they have really strange mustaches. Once again, I did a little, you know, reference of someone else's drawing. So this is Nightmares. And then these ones are mine. I don't know what I was doing over here. It has the Taurus symbol behind it. So obviously I was thinking about like Taurus for some reason for this little witch lady. And then we have this one. Letting go is hard, but being free is beautiful. I don't know where that is from. Probably like Pinterest. It could have been so great if I just put effort in. If I just decided to like put more than like maybe 20 minutes into this drawing. I like the thought of having like cutouts being just without color, but it is so lackluster. Bad anatomy. It's bad anatomy. It looks like I tried to do something else and it just did not work out. Like over here, looks like I tried to cover some like pin stuff. I don't know. I don't remember the story behind this, but I don't know if we even want to know the story behind this. And then, yeah, I used to always swatch all of my markers in every single one of my sketchbooks. I would do, you know, a swatch page. One, so that I could have my swatches with me all of the time. Two, so that I could break in the sketchbook, because, you know, when you have a new sketchbook, it is paralyzing. You're like so scared of doing something in it because you want it to be good. Like you don't want the first page to be absolutely atrocious. So doing this was like a safe way to break in the sketchbook. And I also wanted to know what the markers would look like and how they would react to the specific paper in the sketchbooks. Now I mostly use the exact same sketchbooks, so I don't feel the need to swatch all of my markers in my sketchbooks anymore. And this was the first ever sketchbook that I had as Lonely Girl Studio. That is absolutely insane. Baffling, actually. Thank you for joining me. I cannot wait to see how long this video is when I've edited it down. But thank you for spending the, I'm guessing, like past half an hour with me. This turned out to be a much more pleasant experience than I thought it would be. Lo, now it's 47 minutes ago, was so angry. She like wanted to throw this sketchbook in the wall and be like, oh, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing the tour. But I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I stuck it out. Follow me on Instagram. And if you've made it this far, like to the end of the video, thank you for sticking out. And if you made it this far, like to the end of the video, thank you for sticking with me for this long. Honestly, gold medal in patience for you. I am going now to go to bed, because if I don't, I might yell at someone who doesn't deserve it. These are my thumbs. Do you like my nails? Did them a couple of days ago. If this whole art thing doesn't work out, maybe I'll just become a nail tech. Goodbye.